You know, when we hear AI, we often think of some super complex, futuristic tech, right? But what if I told you it could be your personal assistant, like right now? Something that helps you power through your day and, get this, for free. Well, today we're diving into some practical AI tools that do exactly that.
I mean, have you ever had one of those days where you're just drowning in a sea of tasks? You've got to summarize this huge article, then jump into a meeting and take notes, and then somehow build a whole presentation from scratch. It's a lot. It's totally overwhelming. But imagine having an AI co-pilot, just handling all that heavy lifting for you.
All right, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to look at 5 different kinds of amazing, free AI tools. We'll kick things off with an all-in-one productivity assistant. Then we'll see how you can turn text into cool visuals. After that, we'll meet your personal AI research assistant and an AI that takes meeting notes for you. And finally, we'll take a little peek into what's coming next.
Okay, let's dive into our first section, AI-powered productivity. Think of this as the Swiss Army knife for your browser. I mean, imagine taking like a dozen different little tools and packing them all into one simple, super powerful extension. And that tool is called Harpa AI. So what is it? It's basically a co-pilot that lives right inside your web browser. It taps into the power of big AI models, like ChatGPT and Gemini, to help you with pretty much any task you're doing online. What makes this thing so powerful is just the sheer variety of what it can do. I mean, think about it. You can instantly summarize a super long YouTube video you don't have time to watch, or a really dense article. Or let's say you want to see what your competitors are up to. You can extract all their SEO keywords from their website. It can even watch an Amazon page for you and ping you when the price drops. It's all about automating those little annoying, time-sucking tasks we all have to do.
All right, next up, from text to visuals. So we've seen an AI that helps with tasks we're already doing. But what about creating something brand new, completely from scratch? We're going to look at some tools that can take your words, just simple text, and turn them into really compelling visuals. This is going to save you hours of design work. And the first tool in this category is Napkin AI. And the whole idea behind it is just brilliantly simple. You give it text, and it spits out visuals. And we're talking about things like infographics, social media posts, maybe even slides for a presentation, all created in like seconds. And check out how easy this is. Step 1, you just add your text. You can paste something in, or you can even ask the AI to write something for you. Then, step 2, you click one button, and boom, it generates a whole bunch of different visual options. For step 3, you just pick the one you like best, maybe tweak the design a little, and you're good to go. You can just download it.
Okay, but what if you need more than just one graphic? What if you need a whole slide deck or a full document? Well, for that, there's a tool called Gamma. And this thing is a huge time saver. We're talking about building entire presentations or even websites from just a single sentence. The way this works is just fantastic. So first, you start with a prompt. You just tell it what you want. Something simple like, create a presentation on a family trip to Tokyo. Instantly, the AI generates a complete slide-by-slide outline for you to look over and edit. Then you just pick a visual theme you like, hit generate, and then you literally just sit back and watch as it builds the entire deck for you. Text, images, the whole shebang.
Okay, let's move on to our next section, your AI research assistant. So we've automated tasks, we've created new content, but what about just understanding all the information we already have? This next tool is like having your own personal research assistant, one that helps you make sense of all your own documents and notes.
And this tool is called Notebook LM, and it's from Google. The best way to think about it is like a research assistant who's an expert in only one thing, your stuff. And this is the crucial part. It doesn't go searching the whole internet. It only focuses on the documents and the sources that you give it.
So here's how it works. You upload your sources, could be PDFs, links to websites, even audio files. Then you can just ask it questions in normal everyday language, like, hey, what's the main argument in this research paper? And it'll give you a straight-up answer, complete with citations that point to the exact spot in your documents. And get this, it can even take all your notes and turn them into a conversational podcast, which is pretty wild.
And this quote right here actually comes from one of those AI-generated audio summaries. It says, like you've got this amazing Swiss Army knife, but you're only using the toothpick. And that just perfectly captures the whole idea, right? It shows how much hidden potential is just sitting there in our own information, waiting for a tool like this to unlock it. Okay, let's talk about meetings. We've gone from analyzing documents, now let's talk about live conversations. For so many of us, meetings are a massive part of the workday.
But the problem is, taking notes can totally pull you out of the actual conversation, right?
Well, that's where Fathom comes in. It's an AI note-taker that works with stuff like Zoom and Google Meet, and its job is super simple. It takes the notes for you, so you can just focus on the conversation.
So, Fathom actually joins your meeting like another person on the call. And it just works quietly in the background, recording and transcribing everything that's said. The second the meeting is over, bam, you get an instant summary with all the key takeaways and action items. And maybe the best part is, you can ask it questions later on. You could be like, hey, what did we decide about the project deadline? And it will actually search through all your past meetings to find the answer. So cool.
All right, our final section, what's next in AI? So every tool we've looked at so far needs a direct command from you to do something. You tell it what to do, it does it. But what happens when an AI can take a really complex goal and just work on it all by itself? Well, that's the next big thing. We're talking about autonomous agents.
Now, just to be super clear, an autonomous agent is not just a chatbot answering a question. No. This is a system that you can give a big, complicated, multi-step goal. Something like research the entire market for electric bikes and then write me a business plan. The agent then has to figure out all the steps to do that, and then it goes and does them, all on its own.
And a tool that's really pointing the way towards this future is called Manis.ai. Now, it's still being developed, but what it's showing us already is a massive leap forward in what AI can actually do.
And this quote really gets to the core of it. The idea that it can handle complex tasks without direct or continuous human intervention. That's the part that changes everything. Being able to do things like write and deploy computer code all by itself, that's the real game changer. It gives us a peek into a future where AI isn't just a tool you command, it's more like a delegate you empower to get things done.
Now, of course, everything we've talked about today is really just the tip of the iceberg. There are the big platforms you probably already know, like ChatGPT and Gemini. But if you're feeling a little more adventurous and want to explore, there's a site called Huggin' Face. Think of it like an app store for AI, with thousands of free, kind of experimental tools you can play around with.
And all of this really brings us to one final, and I think most important question. As these incredible AI tools start to handle more and more of the tedious, complex work, our own time and our own mental energy gets freed up. We're sort of pushed to think less about the how of doing something and more about the what and the why. So the real question isn't just about what AI can do for us. It's what will you choose to create with all that newfound freedom?